Okay, we're ready. 1, 2, 3.
Yeah.
Okay. Hi, I'm Richard,
Hi, I'm Lawrence.
and we're back to talk about enlightenment.
Yes.
And you might recognize this location. We're back in the Foreign Correspondents Club in Hong Kong, but this time we hope the sound is going to be much better. So please bear with us and stick with us this time.
Yep.
Okay, so today we're going to continue our discussion on enlightenment. It's interesting because I've been talking to Lawrence for a while, and you have an interesting perspective on meditation and enlightenment and how to use it for enlightenment. Can you just talk about that for a second?
Okay. There are several kinds of meditation in the spiritual realm,
Right.
right? In the world.
It's very popular. People really are into it.
Yeah, it's very popular these days, and because of the meditation, the world seems they are getting some benefit out of it,
Yeah.
and whichever meditation it is, it works to bring some clarity in the person. Whatever meditation a person is applying in life, it helps the person to move from the complexity to bring oneself to the place of simplicity. That can be done.
Well, there's even a lot of scientific findings now or studies that are saying that when you meditate, it illuminates certain parts of the cerebral cortex that are not used without meditation. So a lot of people think it has real benefit.
Like everyone's mind is always racing and going everywhere. And when a person starts to step back from the engagement in life and just sit down and settles, just by doing that,
It reduces the stress. Right?
Yes, because we are stepping away from the drama kind of stuff.
Right.
So it does help us to reduce the stress and reducing the involvement in life, reducing the stress in life. The person starts to feel kind of feels clear-headed, anchored in
Can
oneself.
make better decisions and
Definitely,
Yeah.
definitely.
so it's a positive thing overall.
It's the positive thing. Meditation is a positive approach in life that is given by meditation, and it's good to see that the world is kind of inviting meditation in life and moving in a positive way. That's a good thing because outside the truth, life is about kind of being positive. That means going with the nature's way of things. So in that sense, inviting meditation in life is good.
But is it the only way to get to enlightenment, or is it the most important way to get there, or part of it?
But this is the thing, when people start to do meditation, or when people start to involve in meditation, they start to have a positive shift in their life, and by going through this uplifted experience, there's a distorted idea in the person that if I prolong my meditation, I think it's going to help me to wake up from the dream world, to become enlightened, So that kind of idea
Sounds
is
like
also,
ego self working away.
basically whatever we speak out is the ego self coming out to show things to oneself anyway.
Right.
So,
So that's not necessarily going to deliver divine enlightenment, just that simple.
to see the truth or to wake up from the falls or to get enlightened, one has to dissolve the meditation as well, because that meditation itself is the anchoring place where the ego self is playing the game. Look how spiritual I am, that
Yeah.
kind of attitude is coming out.
This is funny because I was at a dinner party last Friday and I mentioned your approach to meditation, which it's positive, but it's ego self. And there was a few people around the table that really objected very strongly because they thought meditation it's a great thing, it's medically proven. How can it not help you to be enlightened?
Again, meditation does help to reduce stress
But
from life.
It's not a path to enlightenment. It's a
is
path
not.
to
And-
de-stressing.
And
and clearer thinking.
Yeah, and when people are paying so much money, investing their time, energy, money into, to invite that meditative state in oneself, and when someone says it's not going to lead you towards enlightenment, that is just dropping the bomb on someone's life,
Yeah.
and that kind of scenarios makes the meditators to be more defensive, and and backfires to attack back to you kind of stuff.
It's pretty funny because I mentioned this approach. It's not really for enlightenment. It's positive, but I didn't even get that out in time because the person said, I'm going to a retreat. I'm spending thousands of dollars. It's medically proven. It's very good. So you can't really argue with that. But it's not really the path to enlightenment. It's the path to de-stressing, having clear thought processes, maybe feeling more at ease in your skin.
Yes, again, it's about moving towards more easy, not easy, but more minimizing stress, you can say.
Right.
So that is given from the meditation,
Okay, so
because meditation itself is stepping back from the engagement. You're not putting your body into anything.
So it is stepping back.
Yes.
So that's a key element of enlightenment, or the process to achieve it. You have to step back from the ego self, right?
Meditation can be a tool, because our body and mind is conditioned in a way that we want to participate in the world all the time, and meditation helps us to step back from the engagement.
That's positive.
And that is a kind of start, start that we can step back from our agitation by detaching from the world, and that itself is kind of dissolving the mental conditioning and bodily conditioning in oneself, and that's what meditation does. It's reducing the conditioning, but reducing the conditioning doesn't mean that meditation is going to help person to see what is true, because enlightenment is about dissolving all conditioning, and meditation itself is the conditioning, because you are trying to sit down and meditate by inviting some layers in yourself. Now that layer is the conditioning,
Right.
and truth is dissolving all conditioning, and some point the person has to dissolve that as well, dissolve the meditation as well.
So there's a lot of stresses in life. So meditation.
Before we go on the stress, I want to add one more thing. The meditation is really good in the beginning. It helps us to step back, right? And it helps us to anchor.
But it's not an end in itself.
It helps us to anchor ourselves, right? That means we can anchor our awareness to not, flicker everywhere, So we can anchor our awareness. Now, once we anchor ourselves, then if we use that anchor self, which means the focus, to dissolve all the conditioning, now that kind of approach can lead the person to see what is true.
Right.
But tendency is that people meditate for hours and hours, sitting down in their cushion, and they settle. But after they are settled, they kind of don't know the approach. So they put themselves back in the world, and they are involved in their
The regular routine.
And that kind of stuff is just back and forth, passing the ball around only.
So it's a de-stressor more than anything else.
Yeah,
really.
you're involved in the world for a while. You be productive, and also you invite some stress. And stepping back in the meditation is about settling, bringing the clear head, so you can go back in the world again.
Right.
So it's that circle. That is full of joy, and also the suffering.
Right.
It's that cycle of suffering and joy.
Okay, got it. So there's an awful lot of stress and fear in our life, and that's a problem for everybody, right?
It's a problem, yes. The life could be different, but because of the fear and brings a lot of stress, and that's the
Well, COVID has brought, the last 2 years, it's been terrible for everybody all over the world. Been a lot of stress. People are afraid they're going to die. It's been a big adjustment. Now we're starting to come out of it, but it's still, our world is very different. And, how do people cope? How do we seek enlightenment now? Because everyone's so stressed. Everyone is so uptight. Everyone's so wound up.
The cause of this stress, and then building up the stress, and all the stress, mounting mounting the fear in life is because of not knowing, not knowing the healthy approach, and not knowing basically what is true, and that's the not knowing what is true, not knowing how to invite the healthy conditioning. It's the way to fall into the trap, which is the stress and fear.
Okay, so people are going to be a little bit confused, maybe not understanding what is true and what is false.
Basically, even before we go there, we can say how we can talk about the stress and how stress becomes a fear.
Okay.
Basically, the reason to have a stress in life is because, again, our environment, our background, our society has taught us to be somebody, achieve something, get something out of your life, right? That's the kind of a background perspective, and we are trying to hold on to that perspective and try to move with that perspective. And when we are not able to make make life happen, to make things in life, and that kind of brings the stress, because our own ego self is showing us that, oh, you're failing in your life. The ego self itself is showing that you're not doing good enough. And everybody, and if we see that everybody in front of us are doing good, making money, their life is all upgraded, right?
You're comparing yourself with the Joneses, right?
Yeah, and when comparing is the way to kind of invite a lot of stress in life, and to overcome the stress, basically, at least to function better outside the truth, at least, people need to understand that outside the truth is about healthy conditioning.
Right.
If we can invite the healthy conditioning, that healthy conditioning itself starts to make things for us in life, for example, if we have chosen any career in our life, right, in our lives, then we have to hone that career by involving in it and trying to figure out what are the helpful skill in that career that is going to help me to move forward. And basically all those skills involved in that career basically is the nature's way of things, and if you step back to understand the nature way of things, basically that nature way of things is in every career. It's the same mental attitude for every career. The physical action might be different, but the mental attitude is the same. So if we step back, realign ourselves, whatever field we are in, realign ourselves by understanding how things unfold, and also putting ourselves in the process to go through the experience, and then yes, we fail in the experience, and then we step back and reflect, why did I fail, how to make things better, and then we can readjust along the way to make things better.
Okay.
And that is the way to kind of reduce some stress in life. One of the reasons to have a lot of stress in life is because everyone is trying to guess, and guessing is not the way to make things right. So guessing,
you guess right or you guess wrong.
Yeah, guessing is like you're trying to hit the target in the dark. That after 1,000 hit, maybe you get one hit.
Right.
That kind of scenario.
Right.
But if you start to stop guessing, and start opening our eyes and being aware and start to see things, then things won't be so stressful like the stress we have right now.
So I don't want to go through the whole process of enlightenment. You're telling me if I just step back and reevaluate, look at my surroundings, then I'll be happy. Yes? No?
Yes, you have to. We have to step back and we have to look where we are involved in, and if you are stuck in the situation, yes, we can reevaluate and see where we are limited, where we are good at, and then we just have to work on our weakness, so we have become a whole in that particular area that we have chosen. And moving forward will be fruitful.
But that's not enlightenment.
But yes, being productive in life has nothing to do with enlightenment, because
Right.
enlightenment is about stepping back from your all credential, all the kingdoms you have made for yourself.
Right.
It's all about stepping back from that.
So going full circle to where we started, the meditation can help us to de-stress and to make peace in our mind and kind of step back and reevaluate ourselves.
You can say that, yeah.
But it's not enlightenment. When you achieve that, you feel, wow, my mind's clear and I can make better decisions. It doesn't mean you've got enlightenment.
No, when the person can relax themselves even in a heated situation,
Yeah.
that is not enlightenment.
But
that
it's
is
good.
That is good, but that scenario is built up from the good conditioning.
Right.
It's a healthy
So
conditioning.
you're still in healthy conditioning land.
Yes,
Okay.
and enlightenment is about dissolving the both negative conditioning and positive conditioning. All conditioning
like a reset.
gotta go. Yes, you're going back to the reset state of who you are, and
Yeah.
that is enlightenment.
Right.
That's called the default state of who you are.
Okay, so I've gone to the default and I come back and now I see everything in a different way because I'm back in my same body and my same journey, but now I'm looking at the world and I see it differently. Then no, this is important because how is it different from me just not being enlightened? And I kind of step back, I've done my meditation, I feel cool, I'm kind of seeing life de-stressed. So how's it different this time? What's the difference?
The difference is if you start to wake up from the falls,
Yeah.
wake up from the dream, then when you come out, you have no more fear. That's the difference. Before enlightenment, there's a lot of struggle, a lot of fear.
Yeah.
But after enlightenment, there's no more fear. You're not afraid of dying because in the being part of enlightenment, the process, you have died thoroughly in your ego self. That now you have nothing more left to die. So when you come to the world after waking up, what to be afraid of? You have no more fear left. So you already understand outside the truth is the nature's way of things. You see how to interact with the world, and you just go with that. It's a pattern.
But it
world.
doesn't make me then a psychotic or something.
No.
If I'm afraid of fear, I do anything I want. I'm Vladimir Putin and I invade countries.
No, those war stuff, all this stuff is basically the power game. Power game is basically the egotistical game.
So it's back into the ego again.
Yeah. The person who truly awakens from the false reality, the person won't be involving in such a manner, because it's about giving up the ego. That is about holding the ego, anchoring in the ego. Holding the power is holding on, latching onto the ego, not able to let go the attachment.
Right. Well, that's crucial. So the meditation, again, it can be very positive in your ego self state, but it's not enlightenment. It can be used though as a path to enlightenment. It can help you to step back.
Yes, it could help the person to create a good good background, good ground to move towards enlightenment. But while people are trying to meditate and bring that meditative self, that itself is ego. And when the person conditioned in that realm for long enough, a person is attached to that, attached to the meditation itself. Because the reason to attach in the meditation is because the meditation brings a lot of colorings in life. A lot of experience in life, and in the inner experience is the it's unusual experience compared to the outer experience. You know,
Right.
It's kind of what do you call that word? It's not a mundane kind of experience, you know, and because of that, what happens is people get so attached to the experience of the meditation and they have a hard time letting go of the experience, and that means they don't want to let go of the experience, they don't want to let go of the meditation, and that becomes a egotistical realm, and not able to let go of that is the way to fail in enlightenment.
So you've got the medical doctors that are recommending meditation, and for various uses it's probably very effective and impactful for people in the now, here, ego state. But then you've got these gurus I see sometimes, and they're offering meditation as a path to enlightenment. How does that work? Can that work?
So yes and
Yes and
it
no.
depends on the guru. If the guru is awake first, and then if the approach is about subtraction,
Yeah.
yes, it can lead the person to see what is true. But if the guru is not awakened, haven't seen the truth, that kind of guru can only teach the technical meditation. And the technical meditation is about inviting layers. And layer itself is the obstacles in seeing what is true.
So then the question is, can you really follow a guru's advice and pathway to find enlightenment in yourself?
Firstly, like guru has not much to offer, you know.
They're going to not like that much.
You know, the what can only few things guru can say is everything you know is ego. Now
Yeah.
drop the ego.
Right.
And there's a process, approach how to drop the ego, which is a subtraction. That's all.
Right.
You know, just the person has to actually do the part by themselves.
That's the key, right?
That's the key. You know, you have to stop holding the hands of the guru and trying to walk with the guru, because that itself is an ego trip. You know, instead of holding hands, let go of the guru's hand, teacher's hand. Let me do my part.
So you can teach just to explain what is the ego self, how to step back, but it's up to the individual to do that.
After getting the message how to get there, the person has to put themselves in the path, in the process, to digest whether the knowledge is true or not, to see the truth.
Right.
Because the teacher can't show you what is true. Because the enlightenment is about seeing who you are, and the truth already exists in you. And to see that, what we need to do is dissolve all the faults in ourselves.
Dissolve the fear, get rid of, move away
And
from
basically, dissolving the belief is about dissolving the fear. And when we really being on the path and start to do the work, then the person is able to see what is true. It's an individual journey. It's not a collective journey. There are so much collective spiritual journey out in the world, and that is it's the people are entangling in themselves in a make-believe world, the experiential world, and enlightenment is it's about dissolving the experience, not holding on to the experience. You know? And again, that holding on to anything is a failure to see what is true.
Because you don't want to give it up, because you like it.
Because
It makes you feel good.
that's the
If
thing.
you've
you know?
achieved something, you've got something that builds you, makes you feel
Yes,
good.
and you have built up from your effort, all your sweat. You know,
Yeah.
you have built up certain things in your life, and enlightenment is saying about you have to give up. You know, and that the ego self doesn't want it, because giving up the stuff you have made is the comfort, and giving up the comfort to step into the unknown. Nobody likes it, because that is the place where the fear starts to rise. It's the fear-provoking journey,
Right.
and nobody wants to experience the fear.
No.
Every time there a fear comes in life, what people do is run away from the fear rather than looking into the fear. Oh, I have a fear. Let me see it. Let me look where this fear is coming from. Mostly, nobody does that.
Yeah.
Everybody's running away from the fear. Again, that itself again is is a way to fail in what is fail to see what is true.
Yeah, exactly. Okay, is there anything you'd like to sum up about this today?
Um, so we talk about the we talk about the meditation, right?
Yeah.
Here, if you're doing meditation in life, it's a positive approach in life. It kind of it's kind of sets the ground for the person to step back from the engagement, too much engagement. But don't stop there, especially after anchoring yourself. Now you're more focused, and once you are more focused, utilize that focus to see what is true and what is false,
And it's not about following other people, it's about finding it in yourself.
Yeah,
It's an individual journey.
it's an individual journey. Only you can show yourself to see what is true. The guru can show you. Nobody can show you. You have to walk alone in this journey, and that's the way. And walking alone is a fearful journey for a lot of people, because we are always attaching, being dependent,
Right.
There's a lot of fear, and fear is a good starter, I would say. If you have a fear, if you see the fear in you, start to look into the fear, why the fear is there, where is this fear coming from, why do I feed into this fear, what's the purpose of feeding into this fear,
Yeah.
If you start to look, that could be a good way to overcome your fear for good. So again, if you're doing meditation, do it in a way that you're using it as a tool to anchor yourself. But once you are focused, use your focus to dismantle all beliefs, because that's the only way to see what is true.
Perfect. Okay, thanks a lot, Lawrence.
Hey,
Appreciate the
thank
time.
you.
Hope you enjoyed it.
Yeah. Thank you for watching.
Okay, cheers.
Bye bye.
Here we go. You are the fearless one, you are the truth. And if you want to see the truth, follow nobody. Following anybody is following the mind, and all mind is contradictory. Who you are is not the mind. However, to be no mind, follow the trade of the mind. Backward, dismantle the mind.